That's the fact.
BA, year 21. This is year 21 for LeBron, right?
The GM. Okay.
Let me explain and run down the records that he is potentially going to break this season. 40,000 points, right? That's the first player in NBA history with 40,000 points and makes a new club as the only player in history with 40,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists. That's one record.
40, 10, 10.
He's going to be making his 20th All-Star game if he makes the All-Star. That's the most selections ever, passing Kobe Bryant, I believe. Was that Kobe tied with him? Or was that Bill Russell? I can't believe one of those two.
Hey, stop it.
He's going to be 7th all-time in 3 points made. The guy who y'all say can't shoot, 7th all-time in 3 points made. He's going to be 8th all-time in steals. He surpassed Gary Payton last season. So he's going to be top 10 in steals all time. And he's going to reach the 11,000 rebound mark. All happening next season. How is LeBron James not the GOAT? Explain to me, BA. I keep running these things down to you every time we meet.
Man, I do not care if I was healthy. If I was blessed to be healthy for 22 years, I would have 30,000, 10,000, and 10,000. If I was blessed to be able to, if I started an era of NBA journeyman, I would be blessed to do it, bro. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Salute to LeBron. He's still top 3 of all time. He's still top 3.
Trey, where do you have LeBron at all time, bro? Is he number one to you? Is he not number one to you?
So I'm trying to figure out what BA said he's top 3. What's the 3 we talk about? I'm assuming Jordan is 1. I'm trying to think who's the other one because he said
the copycat. The copycat.
Yeah, exactly. Closest thing to him, I got Kobe. I got MJ, Kobe, and LeBron. And then after that, in the 4th spot, I got Kareem. And Kareem and LeBron are like this to me.
Why you keep putting Kobe Bryant over LeBron James, though? I don't understand that.
Because he's better. He was better than LeBron.
Yeah, at what?
Everything but switching teams. Everything was switching teams, bro.
Trey, who's your goal, bro? Where's LeBron land in all time to you, Trey?
So I'm a firm believer in and I'm not tap dancing or backtracking. I'm a firm believer in the eras. Every era has its GOAT. I'm a firm believer in that. So of course, LeBron has done exactly for this era in which we're, in which we're coming up in to be considered the GOAT for this era. And his numbers kind of eclipse that of Michael Jordan. So I'm always a person that looks at why is that Michael Jordan continues to get the nod when the things are put forward. Of course, people bring up, LeBron, he didn't finish X amount of he's been to the playoff, the championship this many times, and he lost this many times. Duly noted, got it. So it's a lot of goalpost shifting, in my opinion. But so the only way I can look at it is just different eras. There's no one. It's not like it's Tour de France, and we can basically say without an equivocal doubt that Lance Armstrong is the GOAT of cycling because he did it. We've seen him do it, even though he had a little help, presumably, possibly, allegedly. but but for what we know, without that, he he was that person. And Serena Williams, we can consider her a GOAT because no one else is touching her. Those we can. It's a little harder for basketball or even NFL. So when you talk about these positions, to say an overall GOAT, basically, and I just think that that's basically where it is. But Kobe, as I took a look at Kobe, man, what I felt for Kobe 3 years ago is not what I feel for Kobe now. That is unfortunate, but yeah. So I think it just depends on where you're at. LeBron is definitely able to be mentioned in the GOAT conversation. And honestly, for me, I completely go opposite. I think Steph Curry's in that conversation now as well too.
Yeah, I think, and this is another thing this is on LeBron's jacket too, because I could have sworn Steph Curry got 4 rings in the LeBron era, doesn't he?
Here we go.
Doesn't he?
Go. With who?
Hey,
with who?
KD got 2 rings.
Okay. Yeah.
Together.
I see what you. Saying.
They had to join together to beat LeBron. Y'all forgot.
Hey, they got 2 without him though.
You know what I don't like about this conversation?
They got 2. He got 2 rings in the LeBron era without him.
I don't
Without KD.
believe Michael Jordan would have had the same career in this era of basketball with the
I agree.
talent and the athleticism and the skills of these players. I don't believe Michael Jordan would have had the same career against these types of players. LeBron, who's had the career against these types of players and with the skill set, would have done the same exact thing, if not more, back in Jordan's era. That's
Jordan
my
would
thing.
have been better, but Jordan would
You
have been
think so?
better in this era. Yes, he would have been better.
Why? Because of the hand check rule?
Because not just because of that, but the game is so spread it out. Think about it. Jordan got all of these points with 2s. He wasn't like he got all of these with 2 points, bro. With 2-pointers, bro. Shooting 80-something%. And if Jordan would have added the 3 to his game, which he would have in this era, he would have been even more of a monster, bro.
So I think also looking at it, and which you brought up a good point, 7, is what if LeBron had to adapt to that era as Jordan did, and he became potent as he was. What would that have said then? Can you imagine LeBron realizing I'm built like a Mack truck? I don't have to take this from y'all and just start running through people and pulling like a Kobe pulled up on Paul Gasol in the Redeem, like I'm just running through cats. Can you imagine that?
Way more athletic than any of them cats from New York, any of them cats from Detroit, any of them cats that Jordan faced.
He didn't have the feet to be in that type of era to be who you think that he is, bro. He did not have the footwork. You needed that type of stuff in that era, especially if you needed your back to the basket, bro. LeBron has been always physically gifted, but in those days, trying to run through people, dunk people go hit you with this, and it ain't gonna be no flagrant foul, bro.
Having good footwork in that time was a benefit to Michael, was a benefit to Kobe, but it wasn't needed. You didn't have to have great footwork to be a winner.
Yes, you did.
It was needed for them to be identified as who they are. But if you didn't have good footwork, didn't mean that you wasn't going to win a championship.
But from 90 to 2000, from 1990 to year 2000, name all the champions and name who the main people were that were on their teams. I can name them all.
And LeBron is better than all them guys.
All of them guys, and all of those guys that were on those teams that won championships had amazing footwork, from Jordan to Olajuwon to Tim Duncan. Period. Had amazing feet and controlled the game from their position.
From their position, that Olajuwon, David Robinson. You're right. You have one. You have one. I give you that.